You know, there are some games you love and some games you fall in love with, and Dust is definitely the latter of the two. Dust: An Elysian Tale is a 2D hack and slash indie action RPG, but it definitely breaks out of its indie mold right in the beginning by giving us a massive, beautiful, lush world, fantastic controls, and just a lot of fun, memorable gameplay. Dust is the story of this anthropomorphic samurai type figure who doesn't quite remember who he is, and he is joined on his quest by his comedy sidekick, a flying anthropomorphic fox girl. She's basically female Tails. Dust travels from beautiful prairie to beautiful cavern to beautiful mountainside, and he tries to unravel who he is and what's going on, and also he tries to stop an evil army from destroying the world. In many ways, it is a very typical RPG. You go to a town, you pick up some quests to progress your story. Some of the quests are just side quests, but some quests actually progress the main story. Then you go to a place where a lot of baddies are, you kill them, you explore the beautiful environment, you collect some items, and then you go back to the village, you hand in the quest, you get reward, and then you choose what part of your character's attributes you want to level up, like your health, defense, attack power, that sort of thing. On top of various equipment you find in the environment or things you buy in a store like food, you can also find blueprints, and then you go to this blacksmith friend of yours, and then you can actually have her make equipment for you out of blueprints you find if you have the adequate items in your inventory. That's why I recommend never actually selling any of the items you find. A lot of these items, even if there's no use for them now, you might find a use for the item later. Now, this game clearly does have a lot of anime influences in the way the characters behave, and also the game just looks like it has an anime style. A lot of times you're running around the world and it feels like you're playing one of those free-to-play MMORPGs from like South Korea or something. The worlds that you run around in are beautiful though. You have your scenic caverns, you have your pastoral prairies, and you have your colorful and lively towns and villages. The game is just a joy to run around in, and then comes the actual hack and slash gameplay. You use your sword to do various combinations. Girl Tail also has a lot of magical attacks that she uses, and you can actually combine her attack with your attack to make both of your attacks stronger. A lot of times you're just mowing through the enemies, but some enemies take a little thinking to defeat, like these giant cavern trolls that you actually have to parry and then attack them, because if you don't parry them, you can't break through their armor, and you can't even hit them in the back because you can't jump over them, they're too tall. The bosses all have their own strategies, but they never really get too difficult, mostly because anyone can beat a boss, even with a stupid strategy, just as long as you have enough food, you know, to heal yourself mid-battle. And it's not that hard to have a lot of food because shops in the game sell infinite amounts of food, and really you won't ever even have to buy food because you can just find them off enemies you kill. So as long as you have enough food for the bosses, and you will always have enough food for the bosses aren't hard. I think you can make the game artificially harder yourself by like trying to beat a boss without ever eating, I guess, but it's not part of the gameplay, so that's just you making up your own rules for yourself to make the game harder. One thing that didn't really impress me about the game is the story. It's nothing special, but I do have to give the story credit because it's not as childish as you think. Yes, the graphics are happy and colorful, and there's a lot of wacky characters in the game, but the story does tackle some adult themes like murder, revenge, and even genocide. Dust: An Elysian Tale is, at the end of the day, a really fun and comprehensive 2D action RPG with one of the most beautiful game worlds you will ever have the pleasure to play in. It gets a very deserved Stan Birdman rating of a 9.3 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.